Hello everyone, welcome back to our next class, Non-Coordinates, Unit 1, Protista, Parazoa and Metazoa. Today I will be discuss about life cycle and pathogenicity of Plasmodium vivax. Let's know about introduction. Plasmodium vivax is a protozoal parasite and a human pathogen. This parasite is the most frequent and widely distributed cause of recurring malaria. Like all malaria parasites, it is an organism with an obligatory sexual reproduction which takes place in the mosquito midgut. After several development stages, the parasite migrates to the salivary glands to be injected into the next human host. The malaria parasite life cycle involves two hosts. During a blood meal, a malaria-infected female Anopheles mosquito inoculates sporozoites into the human host. Sporozoites infect liver cells and mature into schizoid, which rupture and release merozoites. Life cycle of Plasmodium, two stages, sexual phase in the mosquito, asexual phase in humans. Asexual phase in two steps, exoerythrocytic schizogony or pre-erythrocytic schizogony. Erythrocytic schizogony, the infectious stage of malaria sporozoid, and it is found in the salivary glands of female mosquitoes. In the figure, you see the malarial parasite Plasmodium vivax needs two hosts, human and mosquito. One is mosquito species, another is human species. When the mosquito injects sporozoites during a blood meal, it enters to the human body and it immediately reaches to the liver cells. And these liver cells again infected more number of liver cells. And this stage is called human liver stages or exoerythrocytic cycle. So from the liver cell, schizoid form. When schizoid mature and rupture, then merozoites release. These merozoites immediately reach to the red RBC or red blood cell, and this stage is called human blood stages, or the cycle is called erythrocytic cycle. The immature trophozoites, either it produce mature trophozoites or it may produce gametocytes. When it produces mature trophozoites and then it forms schizoid, when schizoid mature and its rupture schizoid, then release again merozoites. So this stage is important because within this stage, when schizoid ruptured, then one toxic substance called hemozoin release, and this due to this hemozoin, the malarial fever occurs. Now you come to the another way. When it's produced the gametocytes, then these gametocytes ready to go mosquito body. When mosquito ingest gametocytes during a blood meal, then it forms the macrogametocytes and exflagellated microgametocytes. When microgametocytes entering macrogametocytes, it form or produce ookie net. Ookie net is elongated, and this ookie net get mature form oocyst. When oocyst get mature and it rupture oocyst and then release of sporozoids. This cycle is called sporogonic cycle. This sporozoids again it's ready to infect another order next human host, and the cycle is repeated. Now you see what is malaria. Malaria is a life-threatening disease. It's typically transmitted through the bite of an infected Anopheles mosquito. Infected mosquitoes carry the Plasmodium parasite. When this mosquito bites you, the parasite is released into your bloodstream. Once the parasites are inside your body, they travel to the liver where they mature. After several days, the mature parasites enter the bloodstream and begin to infect red blood cells. Within 48 to 72 hours, the parasites inside the red blood cells multiply, causing the infected cells to burst open. The parasites continue to infect red blood cells, resulting in symptoms that occur in cycles that last 2 or 3 days at a time. Malaria is typically found in tropical and subtropical climate where the parasites can live. Now, you see the common symptoms of malaria include sucking chill that can range from moderate to severe, high fever, profuse sweating, headache, nausea, vomiting, abdominal pain, diarrhea. How to diagnose the malaria? The accurate diagnosis of vivax malaria is an acutely ill patient seeking routine care requires microscopy examination of a Gisma stained blood smear. It is a technique of microscopic preparation of slide, or use an immunochromatography cassette containing monoclonal antibodies to a Plasmodium vivax antigen. This is the rapid diagnostic test RDT. So in such a way, malaria can be detected. Now come to know the pathogenicity. Incubation period following the infective bite by Anopheles mosquito, a period of time, the incubation period goes by before the first symptoms appear. The incubation period is most cases varies from 7 to 30 days. The shorter periods are observed most frequently with Plasmodium falciparum and the longer ones with Plasmodium malariae. These two another species of malaria. So Plasmodium falciparum, it takes 12 days. Plasmodium vivax and ovale, it takes 13 to 17 days. And Plasmodium malariae, it takes 28 to 30 days. It varies. Pathogenesis of malaria in humans. It occurs two phases. One is exoerythrocytic or hepatic stage, which as shown in the figure, erythrocytic phase RBC that also shown in the figure. An infected mosquito pierces a person's skin to take a blood meal. Sporozoids in mosquito's saliva enter the bloodstream and migrate to the liver. Within 30 minutes, they infect hepatocytes. Then, asexual multiplication takes place. No symptoms for 6 to 15 days. Differentiate to wild thousands of merozoites. Rupture or burst of the host cell. Merozoites escape into the bloodstream. And then infections of RBCs happen. Plasmodium vivax, the trophozoites of P. vivax are much more motile than other Plasmodium species. This motility caused Italian researchers to nickname it vivae, Italian for quick and lively. Its meaning. P. vivax flourishes in temperate zones. Most cases of P. vivax malaria now occur in Asia. P. vivax is common in North Africa but not in tropical Africa. Africans have a natural resistance to this form of malaria. Schizones are formed in the liver parenchyma and release 10,000 merozoites upon maturation. It is an estimation. Trophozoites cannot penetrate mature red cells. In addition, merozoites can only penetrate RBCs with mediated receptor sites. The receptor sites are genetically determined, conferring resistance. A defining characteristic of P. vivax is the development of hepatozoites. Hypnozoites. Hypnozoites cause relapse of malarial infection. So this is the mechanism behind it. So let's know about treatment. Ascites are in many cases the first line treatment for malaria. There are several different types of ascites. Each ascite is a combination of two or more drugs that work against the malaria parasite in different ways. Chloroquine remains the treatment of choice of vivax malaria. Atovaquone proguanil is an effective alternative in patients unable to tolerate chloroquine. Sometimes patients cannot tolerate the chloroquine or may reactions occurs. Quinine may be used to treat vivax malaria but is associated with inferior outcomes. At least a 14-day course of primaquine is required for the radical treatment of Plasmodium vivax. There is no vaccine available to prevent malaria. So you imagine the malaria, how long it is continuing, but till now there is no vaccine against this disease. This is bibliography from where I derive or I took this content. With this, I conclude my lecture. Thank you.